Hey there, Internet Keith here, and welcome to the Cars and Keith YouTube channel. This video, we're going over Cleetus McFarlands Cleetus Silky Soap. Is it a gimmick? Is it just for marketing? Does it clean? Is it lubricative? Can it foam? We're going to find all that out in this video. I'll let you know now, you can tell by the shirt, I am a fan of the Cleetus McFarlands YouTube channel. This could help in your wash process, but you might just buy it to have a chance to give away cars. That's the main reason I bought it, but also I need the tax write-off. Now, cost-wise, at the low end of the dilution that it says is a ½ ounce per gallon. Now, if you converted that to my current foam cannon, the SV 3.0 by MJJC, that's going to put us at about 1.7 ounces in the foam cannon. I don't think that's going to be a lot of foam. It says you can go up to an ounce per gallon to send it. It's going to be about 36 bucks if you buy this. It's $29.99 plus about $7 in shipping. But if you're a watcher of Cleetus McFarlands, you watch the pay-per-views, he usually always has a 20% off coupon during those. And during the year, he always does sales and free shipping and stuff. So at points you could get this as low as probably $23 a bottle. That's going to put you much further down in that $2-ish range. This is definitely right around the $3 range per wash. Now on the send it level, you're talking 3.5 ounces in the foam cannon, which is what most soaps you run dilution wise. And we're looking at 3 ounces of soap. So we're talking like 6 ounces per. It's only 32 ounces in the bottle. So we're not even close to 6 washes. If you use the lower end of the dilution, we're talking like 11 washes per bottle, something like that. Now, if you're a watcher of the channel or you're trying to win one of the giveaway vehicles by buying something, then the extra cost might be worth it. I'm just going to let you know from a review standpoint if it's worth the money per wash. One thing I got to say I like about this is the bottle. It is a much higher end bottle compared to just about anything out there on the market. It's basically like a 2-stroke motor oil bottle. Here's the bottle up close. Like I said, you can just squeeze the bottle. The liquid will come up this tube and then just start filling up that reservoir. That is a really nice bottle. It's probably worth a couple dollars more per bottle. Definitely not worth. Most of the ones that are 32 ounces in this dilution range are around $19.99 a bottle. I put a code of Quick Beads on there, which is a spray-on, rinse-off sealant. Make sure the hood is completely clean or the car that you're spraying it on. You use my discount code CarsWithKeith at the website to save 10%. Really great products. That is a protective layer that's on here. Then on top of that, we take our Georgia Red clay mixture, we spray it all over it to get us some nice spotting. Then we push it underneath the tree I have over here outside the garage, catch all of the nastiness that comes off of that tree, that gets in those water beads and dries, plus some bird poop in multiple locations. This is what I'm talking about. See, we have some poop there from the birds. We have the water spotting from the tap water from the Georgia Red clay and all of that. These aren't exact, goes from ½ ounce to an ounce, so we're just guessing here. We're going to put 1.7 in here. Now, if you want to know how I figure out how many ounces or milliliters to put in one of these bottles for a foam cannon, when there's no instructions on the bottle, this has no instructions for a foam cannon. It only says ½ ounce per gallon or 1 ounce per gallon. There are some equations you can do and some tests you can do with your foam cannon to judge how much water gets shot through it from the pressure washer versus how much gets sucked through. If you're interested in that, I might make a video on it. Just let me know in the comments below. Be very careful when you have this turned over. Do not squeeze the bottle because it will start sending liquid down there and it'll mess up your dilutions. And then I'm going to fill it up. I guess we'll do 1.75. That's... There we go. And then a lot of your foam cannon bottles are going to have measurements on it. Some of them aren't measured at that small of an amount, at like an ounce. Most of them start at about the 100 milliliter mark, which is roughly 3 ounces. I'm going to be honest, I don't have high hopes for this as a foaming soap, but you never know. Now that is a little runny, not really foamy, but it is going to clean and it is coming off, so we'll coat the whole thing. I'm going to add 1.7 more, which is going to double it, which gives us our 1 ounce per gallon instead of our ½ ounce per gallon. And then just see the foam level. Soap is much darker now. So we're like 3.5 ounces. That's pretty industry standard, between 3 and 4. So let's see what happens here. There you go. It can foam, and it can foam quite well. Let's zoom in. So we got some pretty good dimpling there. This is worked off a little bit. Here it is up close. You see how thick that is. This is pretty good. This has been dwelling for several minutes now. And some people may be concerned with, the soap is still there. But you got to remember, this thing is absolutely covered. This is the most I've ever put on a panel. This is the way I'm going to do it for the future. It is starting to do its thing up here, getting back behind the dirt, lifting it. That's just, we're talking about the loose dirt. We're not talking about like that road film that's like really deep in there. But getting that loose particles out, you can see it's starting to do that. Just taking a little bit longer than normal. Now we're going to go ahead and rinse off before this starts to dry. We don't want that to dry. We want it to stay wet. We definitely still got a lot of water supply left. Now this side is the safer move though, because we encapsulated the dirt. We used foam to help lubricate. Remember, water causes friction, right? You can get scratches just from spraying water onto a dirty surface. Dry it off a little bit, so now we can see what it looks like. We're gonna flip our hood down at a flat angle because this is where I like to wipe. This is gonna allow us to see the dirt a little bit easier. We still have a dirty layer of grime that we know is gonna take a contact wash. Slightly, I would say maybe slightly cleaner. Not by much though. As you can see the spotting there on this side, which is just the water. This side with the soap. So it may have cut a little bit. From a bird poop perspective, you can see that one. Here's one on the opposite side. They were both about the same size before, so you can see not much difference there. So we got our clear Chemical Guys bucket. It's my favorite bucket. It's about 4.5 gallons. The 3-gallon mark is right at the bottom of this line. Now for the lubricative wash, we're going to use the lower end. So we're kind of trying to save a little bit of money here. That's going to be 1.5 ounces. That foamed up really, really good. Foamed all the way almost down to here, up to the top. So here's the mitt we're going to use, is G-Technic Marine Mitt. This is actually the same as their auto. The Marine's just blue and their auto's red. We're going to dunk that in some foam, and then we're going to wipe this side. We'll probably go back and forth and do a hatch. Feel how lubricative it is. Then we're going to rinse it off, see the dirt change. And then also we're going to see how the soap did with that protective layer underneath. Is it still going to bead really well, or did it cut into it? Here we go. Feels pretty decent in the hand. I'm not putting a lot of pressure. The suds are cutting out pretty quick to this side. We're going to flip the mitt and then do our opposite. Look at that. Tell me there aren't any scratches going on here. I told you I had that dirt on there. Now we're going to do a cross hatch. We might not get all this dirt off. I mean, like I said, I baked this stuff on here. So you see that side, the browning has kind of gone away. We definitely got most of the dirt off on this. That's why I flipped it to do my crosshatch, because I definitely didn't want to move that back into the surface. I'm going to put a little more foam there and go back one more way. But yeah, it definitely feels really good right here. Definitely not the most lubricative one that I've felt, but it definitely feels like it is definitely helping to protect the surface. You can see how more hydrophilic this side is, how the water drained off more. See how much more water is sitting on that side because of the dirt. We've gotten to that coating, and the coating is still there, still working, still beating, which is really good. This is why you can't just foam and rinse a car. You really need to hit it with that contact wash. You saw how much dirt was in that. This is why you would want a much better cutting foam soap to get more of that dirt off there so there's less in your mitt. And here you go. See, we have a nice clean surface. Now, this was not a perfect surface before I put the protective layer on there, but look at that caked on road grime. Like I said, we have to work that with a contact wash to get that to come out. So what do you think? I think it's actually a pretty decent soap. We saw, contact wash, like I said before, it's more about how protective it is to prevent squirrel marks than actually cleaning power. Contact wash is cleaning in itself. But it definitely got everything off there. You saw it was a pretty nasty hood. I'm probably the only person out there making their own Georgia Red clay mixture to make a hood nasty and put it underneath the tree for birds to poop on it. Lubricity wise, I'd say, I don't really want to give ratings, but I mean, it's 7.5 out of 10. Can it thaw? Absolutely. Not so great at its lower dilution, really good at its upper dilution. Now, this is an MJJC with an active 2.0, so that's your best case foaming scenario. Cutting power, not a lot. It did cut slightly more. It was a pretty, really dirty surface. It may have needed 2 foams. Now, is it worth that price tag for just car washing alone? Absolutely not. That bottle is not worth the extra money. But that is not the point of this product. This is a marketing product. This is for their website. This gives them something else to sell for their giveaways and to help support the content creation. But for me, I bought my 1 bottle. It was well worth it for me. Like I said, for car washing, absolutely not. But I do support the piston rods and dad bods movement. So don't forget to check the links below for anything. You can go to his website. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Now this soap is... I didn't even do my calculations. Now, if you're a watcher of the channel and you're trying to... Now, if you're a watcher of the channel... Now, if you're a watcher of the... You know, the cost... It's a little bit hard to squeeze and get the stuff out. Oh, it's because we don't have this unpoked. There we go. Come on. Why are you being so difficult? Oh. Because you have a freaking high pressure water gun. Dumb. Now for this, it's not on my head anymore.